all season long. They didn't score on their opening possession of the game. It was not a good opening possession of the game. And then they gave it to South Carolina. And South Carolina had reasonable field position, but after 3 plays couldn't get a first down, they decided to fake the punt. Whoops. Bad idea. Ole Miss gets the ball back, second possession of the game, 5 plays, 36 yards, capped off by Henry Parrish.
Goal line, and he's in there. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Perfect, David. Big push on the right side. You got Yulo and you got Big Micah Pettis. Between them, that's about 700 pounds, and they just blew that Gamecock defensive line back into the end zone.
700 pounds combined, Harry says, on that side of the line.
Big money.
Ole Miss took a 7-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, 8 plays, 59 yards, and Ole Miss has got a weapon in a defensive tackle that's got some experience running the football.
J.J. wearing 89 comes in as a fullback, basically. We'll see what they do with him in the backfield. And more linemen back there, too. Dart is going to see a direct snap to Pegues off the right side. He is a load, and he's across the line. Touchdown, Ole Miss, J.J. Pegues.
That was his third rushing touchdown of the season. That made it 14-0. South Carolina's only points of the afternoon would come with 10:08 to go in the second quarter. Herrera kicks a 40-yard field goal, made it 14-3. Next drive, Ole Miss, 8 plays, 68 yards. They cap it off the 24-yard field goal from Caden Davis. Rebels in front 17-3. And then Ole Miss one more time before the half would go to their large running back, J.J. Pegues.
34 seconds from the half-yard line. Second and goal. There's the jumbo set. It's going to be J.J. Pegues, and he walks in off left tackle. They tried to get him at his feet. He did not get touched. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
J.J. Pegues went left, and David said walked into the end zone. He could have moonwalked into the end zone.
He had kind of a little skip going in, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
If you saw
like
it.
a little Euro step.
Twirl a cane as he strolled.
That made it 24-3. Ole Miss would go on to win 27-3 after one more field goal by Caden Davis. Rebels dominant in this one. Ole Miss did not play a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but with the way they controlled the game, especially at the line of scrimmage, they didn't have to.
So this is one of those two things can be true at the same time kind of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that Ole Miss was dominant, especially, like you said, on the line of scrimmage. Defensively, fantastic. Could not have been better, I don't think. But South Carolina played about as poorly as you can play, and Ole Miss took full advantage of that and absolutely humiliated them. I think watching that game, I got the impression that Sellers, they thought he was healthy enough to play, but not healthy enough to run. And so there wasn't a whole lot of QB run in this game, and that's what.
Would you believe me if I told you he had 15 rush attempts in the game?
I don't think how many of those were designed runs, though, is my question. I think 15
carries for 90 yards, but when you factor in sack yardage, he had a net of 55 yards rushing.
Exactly. So, And then, Robbie Ashford, God bless that kid. But never mind coaches that continue to give this guy the opportunity to play quarterback. At some point, doesn't he have to say to himself, if I want to play in the NFL, I got to start taking snaps at running back or something? Or something. He is just not a quarterback. And I thought those series where the block punt or the fake punt that goes awry and then the fumble by Ashford, that was the ball game right there. Ole Miss got confident. They realized that South Carolina wasn't going to play well that day, and they took full advantage. So I give full credit to Ole Miss. We talked about needing a get-right game. They got as right as you can get, and now I feel like they have their momentum back heading into this big game Saturday with LSU.
Ole Miss had to win, clearly. That was number one. And that was really the only thing that ultimately mattered. You had to win the football game. But walking out of there feeling pretty darn good about your defense, holding an SEC opponent to 3, the same SEC opponent that scored 31 against the team that you just lost to, I think you feel a little bit better about that. I think Ole Miss's offense walks away from this game going, yeah, there's more. There's more in the tank than we showed this afternoon. Henry Parrish, 21 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Jackson Dart ran it 8 times for a net of 44 yards. Matt Jones had 10 carries for 13 yards. J.J. Pegues, he was efficient. 2 carries, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Whatever that quarterback rating was earlier that you said, that's the running back rating for J.J. Pegues.
Like 452.6 was his running back rating in the game.
Goodness
Jackson
gracious.
Dart, we have not seen this, right at 50%, 14 of 27, 285 yards. But it came on a day where he took a lot of shots downfield, and he didn't connect on them. A couple of them were misses. A couple of them were into one-on-ones where defenders made good plays. Jordan Watkins, the leading receiver, 5 catches for 72 yards. Juice Wells, oh goodness, 3 catches for 97 yards. Should have been 3
more.
catches for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Which,
They didn't like him.
no, they didn't. He played. I mean, Ole Miss threw the ball in his direction 10 times.
Yeah. I mean, it was obvious by Kiffin he wanted to get him involved and give him something to talk about there. I was thinking about that, like, in terms of the portal era, have we seen a lot of guy goes back kind of games? Malik Heath only got the one game against State, and it was in Oxford, and so on and so forth. Walter Nolan won't go back to College Station. I guess Princely will go to Florida, but, you're going to have some of this from time to time, I think.
Trey Harris, 3 catches for 81 yards, had the ankle injury, did not return in the ball game. Caden Lee, couple of catches for 22 yards. Priestcorn had 1 catch for 13 yards in the game. They threw it to Henry Parrish one time. He did not catch the ball. Lenore Sellers for South Carolina, 162 yards passing, 20 of 32, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Leading rusher was Sellers with his 55 yards on the ground. Gage Larvadian was the leading receiver. South Carolina, 162 on the ground, 151 through, reverse that. 162 through the air, 151 on the ground. Total offense in this game, 425 for Ole Miss, 313 for the